To conclude our review of the appendicular division of the skeleton, we'll examine the bones belonging to the lower limbs. The lower limbs are subdivided into three regions: the thigh, the leg, and then finally the foot. So recall that the thigh is the region that's found between the hip joint and the knee joint. The thigh contains a single bone, the femur. The femur is the largest, longest, and strongest bone in the human skeleton. It is approximately 25% of a person's height, and it gives length to most of the lower limb. The head of the femur connects to the acetabulum on the hip bone and forms the hip joint. So additionally, the neck of the femur is an anatomically and clinically important region because broken hips typically occur at the neck of the femur, not at the hip bones or at the hip joint. The distal end of the femur, we see two structures, the medial condyle and the lateral condyle. And both the medial and lateral condyles form the knee joint with the tibia bone of the leg. There's also a smooth surface called the patellar surface that's located on the anterior side of the knee region, and that's where the patella bone is found. So the patella is a specialized short bone called a sesamoid bone because it's a type of short bone that forms within a tendon. Specifically, the patella forms in the tendon of the quadriceps femoris muscle group, which is a large group of four muscles that are found on the anterior thigh, and they have a tendon that crosses the knee joint. So the patella protects the anterior part of the knee joint. It protects the tendon that the patella is found within, and it also improves the leverage of the quadriceps femoris muscles that act on the tibia across the knee joint and function in extending the knee. The leg is the region of the lower limb that is found between the knee joint and the ankle joint. The tibia and the fibula are two bones that are found in the leg, and they are oriented parallel to one another. The tibia is the medial bone, that is, it's closer to the midline, and it functions to receive body weight from the femur and transmit that body weight to the foot. The medial and lateral condyles of the tibia are structures that the femur connects with at the knee joint. The fibula is the lateral bone of the leg, and it does not directly connect with the femur, and it also does not form any part of the knee joint. It is too thin to actually carry body weight, and so instead it functions as a site of attachment for many leg muscles. The foot is the final region of the lower limbs. Much like the hand, it is subdivided into three regions: the tarsal region, which contains the tarsal bones of the ankle, the metatarsals, which compose the sole of the foot, and then finally the phalanges, which are the bones that are found within the digits. There are 7 tarsal bones found within the tarsal region, and they are arranged in a triangular shape, and we also see that they are arched when viewed from the side. The 2 tarsal bones that we will focus on are the calcaneus and the talus. The calcaneus is the bone that is controlled by the movement of a muscle called the gastrocnemius muscle in the calf, and that the movement of that muscle is what controls the foot during walking and running. The talus forms the ankle joint with the tibia and the fibula of the leg. The metatarsals support the sole of the foot, and they help to connect the bones of the digits to the tarsals. There are 5 metatarsals in each foot: metatarsal 1, metatarsal 2, metatarsal 3, metatarsal 4, and finally metatarsal 5. The first metatarsal connects to the hallux, that is the big toe, and the 5th metatarsal connects to the base of the small toe. And speaking of the toes, we'll examine those next. So naming the bones of the digits that are found in the toes follows the same format as it does for the hand. So in the foot, digit number 1 is the hallux, that is the big toe, and digit number 5 is the small toe on the opposite side of that same foot. The hallux has 2 bones within it. The first proximal phalanx, or proximal phalanx 1, which connects to the first metacarpal, while distal phalanx 1 is found at the tip of the big toe, or the tip of the hallux. Notice that both of these bones have the number 1 in them because that number 1 reflects the fact that they belong to the first digit. The remaining toes have 3 bones within them, and so as an example I've chosen digit 5. Proximal phalanx 5 connects to the 5th metacarpal. Middle phalanx 5 is the bone that's found in the middle of that 5th digit, while distal phalanx 5 is found at the end of the small toe, just deep to the toenail. Note again here that all of the bones have the number 5 within them because they all belong to the 5th digit. The other digits will follow the same naming scheme, only the number is going to be changed to reflect which digit they belong to. So all of the bones of digit 2 will end in the number 2, all of the bones in digit 3 will end in the number 3, and the same goes for the 4th digit.